Igbos are the most worthless tribe in Nigeria. Yeah, you heard it. Igbos are the most worthless tribe in Nigeria. Get angry all you like, but they are just all mouth and no depth, just mouth. Because if they are not, why should this be happening in Nigeria right now? Why should this be happening? You know how they told us that they removed history from the Nigerian curriculum because they didn't want sentiments, because of the war, the civil war. But history just got reintroduced to the Nigerian educational system. And guess what? Guess what they put inside here? See, before now, my son came and asked me, I said, Dad, I thought Igbos were the third biggest tribe in Nigeria. I said, yes. He said, how come there is no Igbo in their history book? I was shocked. I took their book and I looked at it. All the history of all the major tribes in Nigeria. We have the Hausa state, Kanuri Empire, Nupe, Igala, Yorubas, Bini Kingdom, Efik, Niger Delta, and Shekiri. No Igbo. For a tribe that has almost 5 to 6 states in Nigeria, no Igbo whatsoever. The painful part of it is that, you see this Efik here? No, I bet, Efik people want to know vessel. But see this Efik here? Then put them on purpose. It was put here on purpose to let the Igbos know that we know what we are doing and we are worthless. I don't want to talk about the people that wrote the book, but this is the junior secondary school revised. This is the junior secondary school revised standard edition, JS1. The funny part is that our biggest flex as Igbos is just 2 things: to build houses and paint them white so we can show them every December on Twitter, on social media, and of course name our children Jewish names. That's the only thing that we know how to do best right now. Because if this is happening, like, we have been erased from our history. Rubbish.
The statement is clear. Ndi Igbo are not part of Nigeria. If you are the type that is afraid to say it, I have said it. This is not allegedly, because actions speaks rather than words. Okay, before we dive into this topic, very sensitive topic, and before we point accusing finger to the outsider, let us do what they call introspection. Exactly. When I saw this trending, I burst laugh. If you know me, my laugh is not because I want to mock some certain people, but I laugh because every day we wake up, the system, the organizations keep validating and vindicating people like us. It becomes clear that what we are saying are true. We have made the right decision to be on the right path. So are you going to be telling us there is no Igbo man in the Ministry of Education where they agree, certify and stamp that this is what they will use as the junior secondary school history book for Nigeria? Is that what you're trying to tell us? Then if it's true there's no Igbo man in that department, that is a question on its own and a thing that the government need to answer for what we call marginalization. But if there is an Igbo man did not speak up or do not go against this, this is why I say we'll have to do introspect. Where is Ohaneze Igbo? Where is our governors? Where is our professors? Where is our educational system? Who amongst them has speaking up? This is 1 month plus now that the school has resumed. And this is what they approved for the JS, the junior secondary school, to learn. Maybe you don't understand why we are crying over this. History shapes the future. The past determines tomorrow. I have used this analogy and I'm going to use it again. Nobody asking a girl out is asking the girl to know the future. What is your name? Any girl, any name the girl tells you when you are toasting the girl, it's based on her past and present. It does not determine her future name. because she might decide to change her name in the future, including the name she will bear when she marries you. So the name can change. So we ask, who are you? Is always in the past. That is a history. And this is why people like me say that any girl who doesn't feel comfortable to share her past with you is not worthy to be. I say, hey, let's forget the past and move forward. No. You must understand the past to step into the future. We judge them by the past and present, not by the future. The future is a hope, is a belief concept. The future is you putting a faith that based on this thing, you know, there's tendency the person will change or tendency that this person is real. But you must study the past, which is a history, which is a story. So if there's a deliberate intention to catch them young in the junior secondary, to tell them the history of Nigeria without including the one of the biggest major tribe, because for me, I still maintain that Igbos are the largest in population of all the tribes. You know, in Nigeria, we don't make research. Land mass is not population. Yes, you heard me right. China landmass is not as big as what? As America. But China landmass has a population of 1.2 billion, while America with their landmass has 300 million plus, if not 400 million. So landmass has nothing to do with population. That you think that the Igbos stay in the southeast, which the whole entire southeast, according to you, is smaller, or Niger State is bigger, does not mean they does not have the population that outnumber the whole of the other ethnic groups majority. This is a simple truth. Now, going by this analysis, you now begin to understand, if they remove them from the equation, what does that tell you? It means that Nigerian government are publicly telling the Igbo they are not part of Nigeria. Go and get your Biafra. They say it's Biafra fraud that remove them from the equation. But if truly there is a deliberate intention to hold them down and still remove them from the history, what does that tell you? It means that they don't want the people, the next generation, to know what transpired between the Igbos and the other ethnic groups in Nigeria. Because I tell you that history, the past, shapes the future. You must know your past to be able to know where you are going to in the future. This is why people like us are going back to history. When we are young, we look at it like, why am I studying history? What job can it give to me? Why do I want to go and study history in the university? But now that I'm doing this, studying and reading on my own, I begin to understand that everything for you to be socio-economical relevance and valued in the present world you are, you need to know your history. It has a lot to do with people accepting you and with people relating with you, because history shapes the people ideology, how they perceive you. So Nigerian government are deliberately, because I don't want to point finger to the Yorubas who wrote the book, but because people approved this book for the secondary school in Nigeria. Exactly. And Nigeria is not only Yoruba. So if there are people who are not Yoruba that approve this, that's why I said Nigeria deliberately removed Igbo history, because Igbo history does not only talk about the ancient Igbos, it also, most importantly, history that is verifiable talks about Biafran War. So they want you not to know about it. They want our children not to know about it, because if they start knowing about it, they will start identifying there's an error with what they have been told. So this, even your children of the enemy, those who think that the Igbos are the enemy, the children will begin to learn the truth of what actually happened and why it happened and who was wrong. And you know, these are the things they are running away from. These are the things they are running away from. So why can't we share it? We share about the Bible history, the killings and everything. We share about the world wars. But you want to remove it from the history book. You want to erase a generation out of. So what people did during the Civil War is not enough. Now you want to attempt historical erasing of a generation. Why is these people here in Nigeria? One day people will say they are not in Nigerians. They are immigrants. because their history is not a Nigerian history book. I said one time ago that people are saying they remove. I say it's good that they remove history from Nigerian this thing, because history is altered and distorted and the narrative are not genuine. Now they are bringing it back to let you know there was a deliberate intention. They remove it from history, but this is not my own headache. Whether the Igbos and the southeastern Igbos are going to be fighting for the history to come back, or whether what we are going to be saying are going to make the government to either remove the book or revise it and include the Igbos. Because of course, some of the things shared in these places shows about Benin Empire and this thing, because entirely the Igbos have never ever had a kingdom to fight others. We must talk about it. Igbos never built a kingdom. So when people say Igbonization, Igbo trying to dominate us, which kingdom of Igbos? Because when you go to the southeast, there are a lot of kingdoms. The Aros, the Ngwas, the Sus. So which one tribe is a kingdom that want to Igbonize you? And when they Igbonize you, why are you not speaking their language? Why are you speaking the dialect we are speaking today? And what were people speaking before now? So you see, Igbo does not have a kingdom because those books talked about Benin Kingdom, the Efik Kingdom, and all those doors, because Igbo does not have. But what thrills me, most especially what concerns me as an Anioma son, is this. We have been able to change the narrative and said that we know that 90 to 98% of us in Anioma are Igbo by origin. And we are not talking that we are Igbo because we migrated from southeast to this present place we located. There have been intermigration that take place. Some people left here and settled in the southeast, while some people left southeast and settled here. But no matter how you want to see it, we are all Igbos. But the truth is this: you are not a man. You are a Kaman who comes online to say, we are not Benin actually, but Eka is Eka, Okwan is Okwan. Stop forcing us to be Igbo. Are the people who wrote this book not forcing you to be Igbo? Maybe it don't make sense to you. They remove the Igbos from the book. They also remove you, because why are they not sharing their own history? Why did they share Isoko, 2 local governments, but they could not share Okwane, 3 local governments? You feel me? Ukwan is an ethnic group. We are not Igbo. We are similar to Igbo. Nigerian government is not telling you are not an ethnic group. 1. 2, they are telling you are Igbo. 2. 3, they are telling you are nowhere to be found. You don't have history. You are forcing us to be Igbo. Nigerian government is not telling you that what they are treating the Igbos in the south is what they will do to you. The Ikweres, the Ogbas. We are not Igbo. Why didn't they share your own history in that book if you are a different person? Are they watching now? They share Efik, they share Nupe, they share Jukoi, they share Gala. Why didn't they share you? Even the so-called Benin history they share there. There's no way for some of you that are claiming you are from Benin, they did not include your story in the Benin history. No wonder my friend, the Almighty, has the audacity to be saying our people boys why in their will be every day the government keep vindicating us, keep proving us right, keep pointing finger that what we are saying is the truth, keep telling us that we are taking the right decision to identify with Igbo. They have denied you your origin, yet you want to deny yourself. I keep saying it. When they tell you that the Igbos don't love themselves, it is not because of Southeast Igbos. Exactly. In my last video, I made mention of how the Southeasterners have united for 5 years. United for 5 years for sit at home. Sit at home is a show of unity in the Southeast. Sit at home shows that the Igbos are united. The last election is another proof that Igbos are united. That is why what is happening today where Soludo is saying that thing. I feel like Soludo is being used I feel like, allegedly, that this is a systematic plan to destabilize the unity and peace existing in Southeast, so that they won't come out in mass to vote P2B in the next election. It might be a prophecy, it might come to pass, it might not be, but look at it. They will tell Igbos are not united, but Igbos have shown they are united. But do you know the truth? That when they say Igbos are not united, they are not talking of Igbos in Southeast. They know they are united because they unitedly fought the civil war. They are talking about us, the Igbos in South, who are the real betrayers of the Igbos in the Southeast. Come to think of it now, stability don't happen. None of our South Igbos who are claiming you are forcing us to be Igbo, we set a camera today. Whether it's Johnny Igbo or this and say, why did this book written now? They did not include the Igbos. They did not include the cars. They will not ask that question. The Igbo kingdom is silenced in the textbook. Nobody will go and fight, say, Igbo kingdom history should be included. They will rather be happy because if Igbos in the Southeast are not included, they will be happy. They will be happy. That is it. They'll be happy. But you don't know that what you are doing is showing other people that you are the one who is not uniting with your brother to fight the right. Instead of many of you to set camera today, to start agitating that your history or the Igbo history as a general will be included, you will not. They would rather be happy, say, you know, concern us. So far as Igbos know they are happy. And this is why we have concluded that what we are going through is called self-hate. It's called self-hate. God by nature, naturally, every indication around you proves that you're able. But because you hate yourself, you hate who God made you. You hate who God made you. You will not think that you hate the people who have accepted it. It's just like in a family. Some people decide to hate, saying that their father be this, or that this family, they born them. And they start to be doing wickedness against the family, thinking they are wicked in the family. You know they are wicked in themselves, because anything good that comes to the family also comes to you. You are in self-hate. You hated yourself so much that you think you hated the Igbo. Don't you see it? Eka is not there. Ukwan is not there. Enuan is not there. Ubolo kingdom's history is not shared. Agbo kingdom is not shared. Ogwashi, none of the kingdoms that we have in Anioma is shared, including the Kweres, including the Ogba and the Echies. But when you are supposed to come together and fight this same cause with your Southeastern Igbos, you divide yourself more, claiming South that was formed by the same Igbo man in 1993 to be your origin. So the South is what your forefathers believed before. Others are showing you that you don't know anything, yet you are letting them know that truth you don't know anything. Can't you see it? It is obviously that these guys are telling you who you are with their actions, but you don't want to accept it. It's high time you wake up from your sleep and slumber. It is high time you wake up from your sleep and slumber. Una la hola. Chiye jina shunu no uife nunu neme. Chiye jina shunu. And if you do not wake up in this 21st century, in the year 2026, many of you are going to sleep forever. I like what is going on. No? If it, you know me, that's why I laugh when I see some certain things. I like what is going on. Every day I'm being vindicated. Every day they keep proving me right that I've been on the right side. When I discover these things before it start happening, I choose my course. I say these things are not supposed to be. These are proof, many evidences. I'm out of here, Joe.